There's one form of listening that many of us do without realizing it's a way to listen. It's called parroting. What's parroting? More or less. In fact, even more specific, it's repeating exactly word for word. Exactly. When do you do this?
When you ask for clarification or
when you're mocking your mother? Yeah. That's an interesting family dynamic. I may have done that once when I was young. Once. At least to her face, right? Yeah. Times I thought she wasn't here and she did. Well, there's some specific times you do it and probably don't even realize it. Certainly it goes on at work at times, right? Is there any electricians in here? And the first thing that came to you was mocking your mother. Well, one of my colleagues that I do a lot of this work was an electrician. And he said they commonly do that on the radio. When he goes up to work on something, his partner's down throwing the switch, and they want to be exactly sure of the right switch. So they parrot. Yeah, throw switch 3. Okay, I'm throwing switch 3 so that they know.
They do that in high voltage.
Yeah, word for word. Right? If any of you are a pilot, I know, Tom, you're a pilot. There's a lot of parroting goes on. I think in my personal life there's times I do it. Repeating phone numbers, addresses, grocery lists. Right? I want to be sure I got it exact. What makes it hard to parrot? What are some things that go on in that dialogue? Oh.
Scores from games and distances.
So when you mix numbers with words, that makes it difficult. Yeah. What else? Did anybody give a real long sentence like my directions? Yeah. Makes it very difficult. I was listening to, actually it was a study done around listening. And this was last year. And the subjects were doctors and patients. And they did a study on doctors and patients around listening. They said the average patient, when they came in, the doctor came in, spent 45 seconds talking about what was wrong with them. Now, when you think about 45 seconds isn't a long time, but you can certainly get more than 3 sentences in, right? The average doctor quit listening after 15 seconds and decided they knew what was wrong. What they said in many of these times, the doctor would have listened the other 30 seconds, it would have completely changed his diagnosis. So listening skills become vital in some cases, and especially in interpersonal communication. Because when you think about the gap, it's very easy for you to talk to me for a minute and say, do you understand? I got it the first 15 seconds. Yeah. And I walk away. And I wasn't even close. So we're going to talk about this skill called paraphrasing. See, what I'm going to invite you to think about is what I learned paraphrasing is not what it is. It's basically taking my interpretation and giving it back. In fact, when you think about paraphrasing, it's a search for meaning. We do this automatically. That's one of the dilemmas of trying to parrot, because I'm always searching, trying to understand what they mean, not what they said. What do they actually mean? How I'm interpreting it and what they mean. That's why the gap gets created, because how I interpret and filter what you say may be much different than your filter. And it becomes a very effective communication tool. There's a lot of other benefits to it. If I'm working hard to paraphrase, that work I'm putting into listening to you, I won't be putting into reacting. If I want to make sure I understand you, versus reacting to what you say, I'll work to get clear on it. That window of opportunity I have from time you say something to the time I react. If I'm spending that time trying to understand the meaning versus thinking I know it and reacting, it can really benefit me especially in a conflict. So I may come back and not say anything close to what you said. I may not say any of the words. I'm going to tell you what I think you mean. Okay? So we're just going to do a little demo of it here. Now this first one, I'll let you be the judge.
Yeah, and this is going to be about a friend of ours that left the company and decided to do this kind of work. Cotton.
Tom, how you doing?
You know, I'm kind of concerned about Mark Horswood.
Mark?
Yeah, he's he's going to go off and do this kind of work, and I'm just not sure it's going to work out for him.
So Mark's going into consulting?
Yeah, and I'm not sure it's going to work out for him.
You don't think he'll be very good? It won't work?
Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to work for him.
Yeah. Wow, okay. So just turn to your partner. Did I paraphrase? We're going to do another demo, and then I want you to see if there's a difference. Okay?
Hey, Cotton, Mark Horswood's is leaving the company and going to go out and do this work and do some consulting.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to work.
So you don't think he'll be a very good consultant?
No, I think he'll do good at the, training consulting. I just don't think he can make the income he needs to support his family.
Oh, you're worried about the money for him and just his lifestyle. And
yeah.
things. Yeah. Well, you sound concerned about it.
Yeah, I am kind of concerned.
Great. So just turn back. What was the difference there that I did, not what Tom did? Did I do anything different? So just talk to your partner for a minute. So would you say I got clear on what Tom meant the second time? How many of you truly heard me ask a question of Tom? Did anybody hear a question? Did you? Was it a question?
It was a statement more than that.
So I'm going to come back. Questions show up in two forms. One is a search for more information, right? I'm looking for more information. Or they come up as a way to influence. But I'm going to tell you in paraphrasing, it's not truly a question. The only question is, did I get it right? Do you mean? I'm just trying to confirm what I understood to be what he meant. It's not a question.
So it'll be like this again. So he's, Cotton, and I just not sure it's going to work out for him.
So do you mean he's not a good consultant?
No, I don't mean that. I don't think he's going to be able to do it financially well enough to support his family. It is a quick question, do you mean, but he then comes out with his statement about what he thought he heard me say. Now, did he get it right? No. No. That's not the purpose, to get it right. It's to get him clear.
See, the only question part is, did I get it right? It's not a question for more information, and it's not a question to influence what you're thinking.
Right. Now, suppose Cotton would have left and didn't get the he interpreted it as, he's probably not going to be a good consultant. Then he leaves me, and I think he's heard it, because did you understand? Oh, yeah, I understand. It sounds like he's it's not going to work out. So he leaves, talks to person number 3, and what does he say? Tom said he's not going to be a very good consultant. Then it gets back to Mark and says, what do you mean he's saying I'm not going to be a very good consultant?
Does that ever happen? Every day. Every day. Because it's very easy for me to think I got it without confirming it. I think I know what he means. Certainly Tom knows his intent. He knows what he means. And I walk away believing I got it. He walks away believing I got it, and we're far apart. Hey, there's one other, not so much a version, but just an addition to this skill of paraphrasing. It's called Paraphrase Plus. Basically, what I'm going to do is paraphrase plus do a perception check. What you've been doing in skill group with your partner is hunching at their emotion. I want to get the rest of the story. Right? They're telling me what they think. I want to get the emotions underneath it to confirm it. Because it's very easy for me to walk away believing they're angry when they're not. I interpret it differently. You want to...
Say, Cotton, You know, Kurt Cordwood's going to go off and start doing this consulting kind of work, and I'm concerned it's not going to work for him.
Well, you don't think he's a good consultant?
No, he's great at that, but getting the financial thing and all that kind of stuff, I'm kind of worried about it.
Well, you sound, scared for Mark.
Yeah, I kind of am. We've worked together a long time,
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you care about him and
yeah.
want him to do well.
I want him to do well, and I guess I'm going to miss him and hope things work out well for him. So.
Yeah. So, I'm still paraphrasing, but I'm searching for the other dimension there, the emotional state. Hey, he's going to miss him. He cares about him. He's worried about him. The rest of the story, so that I truly understand the meaning.